Welcome back to another anime review. We're doing another anime review. Nice to meet you all. We're doing Miami Guns. Now, Miami Guns. Let's start off with the main characters because those are the two things. There's only two main characters that really fucking matter. So, I'll introduce the other three characters that actually matter. First off, the side character is the chief and police chief of Miami Guns is a police anime. The police anime is the anime of police. Here's the thing. The chief of police has a daughter that's in the force. That's one of our main characters. She's cool and collective, and that's what happens. The other girl is the scientist, which if you go by episode 2 logic, she's only there because the main character dies in episode 9. That is bullshit and that is horseshit. Because the main scientist only shows up in one episode, and that's episode fucking 2. Sorry, I'm like literally lost my shit after episode 2. That is like the most. I'll get to episode 2 when we get to there. But anyway, the third main character that actually matters is the Peacekeeper, which he gets introduced in episode 5. He's pretty much your, bounty hunter, thief, but I don't even know what the hell he is. I mean, he's nice to them all throughout the way, but I still don't know what the hell. He helps them the whole entire way, and then he decides to be a thief or something. I don't know. But he is shot, and I don't know what happens to him. He might have died or something. But the two main characters, you got the chief of police's daughter. She's cold collective. And then you got the hypergenic person who wants to get the spotlight. She gets introduced in the first episode by parachuting to a freaking person that's robbing the bank. Planetary. He has a hostage though. That's pretty much about it. I mean, it doesn't really matter anything. Now, the girl who wants all the spotlight, she's the crazy bitch. How do I say that? The first episode really explains what her actions are. Because the first thing that she does, and I don't know why the fuck she does this in the first fucking place, but the main thing that she does is when she gets captured because she wants to switch hostages because the guy has a hostage of a baby, she decides to do it and he decides to strip search her. Well, here's the thing. She tries to act like he's a pervert and everyone's falling for it, which is fucking funny. And then after she knocks him out by kicking him in the face, guess what happens? She decides to shoot at the cops. I'm like, what the fuck? You're a fucking cop. You should not supposed to shoot at the fucking cop. Because she wants more excitement. She wants a gunfight, which is fucking hilarious. She even puts a mask on her, and I don't understand the logic. That's the first episode. Second episode is just the two main characters breaking the fourth wall and telling you what the anime was supposed to be. Because one of the main characters was supposed to be a doctor or like a scientist. Guess what happens? The scientist is supposed to die in episode 9. Problem is, they explain it to you in episode 2, so he's never mentioned again. Okay. Why the fuck is that a thing? Just because that the female scientist is hotter and the other guy's an old geezer, you don't have to have him get killed off by getting possessed by a bunch of fucking aliens. That makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. I don't fucking get it. But episode 2 is like their narration of what's happening. The thing is the fact that I don't understand it. I really fucking don't. It just my episode 2 will be more funny than clueless at the same time because you don't know what the fuck's going on. They do explain the three people that are supposed to be side characters, but they won't really do shit. They do, however, have at least some mentions because they are in the opening theme, so that's a good sign. Now then, episode 3 is kind of like they get transferred into a school to help out what's going on with that because girls are disappearing and they need to know why, and then they find out why, and then there's a lot of sexual content in that episode. Episode 4, I have no idea what the fuck episode 4 is. I completely forgot. Episode 5. Episode 5 is the Western episode. The Western episode makes no fucking sense. I don't understand why there's a Western episode. Especially there's no Western in fucking Florida. If there is, please notify me because I don't fucking know. It literally looks like a fucking Western town. I don't think they have a Western theme in fucking Florida. If they do, I apologize. But I think it's mostly made off of tropical trees and shit like that. It's not like desert and tumbleweeds. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? But anyway, that's where the Peacekeeper comes in. Now he is the third main character. He helps them out whenever he can, and the girl who's the pop star who has all the money and stuff like that. She wants to how do I say that? He falls in love with her. Okay, throughout the whole entire series, she falls in love with him, and he falls in love with her. He tries to get along with her in the last arc, but that's beside the point. He fails miserably. Now then, episode 6, 7, and 8. I don't know which one's gonna happen. One of the episodes, they go to a Crystal Lake, Crystal Islands, which is kind of a rip-off of Friday the 13th. And it is technically a rip-off of Friday the 13th because they tell a fucking horror story where Jason, I'm not calling him Jason because he has a machete, he decides to get shot 100 times and then he's perfectly fine. All the police officers are fucking scared and shitless, and that's what happens. Okay? And then he comes out to life and then his mask is messed up. The non-joking matter is that the girl that's Jason was trying to kill a couple because they're a con artist, and they decided to she decides to kill herself, but then the police officer saves her. But spiritual shit happens because she almost gets dragged down by the deaths of the people who are dead in the fucking waters. She does not do that, but hey, whatever. Now then, there are spirits because they take pictures and stuff like that, but I'll explain that later. I won't be explaining that later. Now then, the funniest episode is episode 2, but the other funny episode is when one of the side characters for the main majority of the episode is from the movie Die Hard. The guy is a diehard and he's a badass, and I've lost all credibility of him when he first gets introduced. Why? Because they're trying to find 100 watermelons because they have bombs in them. And the guy who made the bombs in the watermelons, he's a wrestler who likes to wear a watermelon for a mask. What the fuck? I did not understand that whatsoever. And then he gets the crap knocked out of him by a fucking girl. And the funny thing is that she wins the prize money, but because of the fact that her two partners saved her from getting yelled at or punished, they decided to con her from the money of 50-50, which is fucking hilarious. There's also an episode of poker and stuff. It's pretty fucking funny. Now then, episode 4 through 8 are awesome. I like the comedy relief. I like it. There's one episode where they do them because when they do, usually when anime does transactions, you can tell when they're going to a commercial break because of the transactions. One of the transactions they make a reference to Initial D, which was back in the day was 1 year earlier, because Initial D came in 99 and this anime came in 2000. Yes, 2000. So the animation's not as crisp as most anime is nowadays because it's really fucking old. I mean, the anime is from 2000, so of course it's gonna be fucking old. But I love it how they did that. And the only reason why they did that is because the whole entire anime was about a guy. And oh my god, I just realized something. Okay, so the main villain of this episode, and I just noticed something, which I did not notice it when I was watching it, is that the main villain is taking out people who are street racing. Okay, takes them out in the car, takes them out of a truck. The funny thing is, is the fact that the two gimmicks of this anime is the fact that the guy's driving in the bunny suit, which that makes no fucking sense, and he's really good at drifting. And the second one is that he owns a tofu shop. That's because if you must know, Initial D, the main character's father owns a tofu shop, and he drives up to the mountain to get tofu. That's what he does. It's an homage to Initial D, even though Initial D wasn't even that popular because there was just one season of it, which is 26 episodes because it was made in '99. I like that episode. That was fucking funny. The only issue I have with that episode, though, is the fact that there are two ghost kids that never get explained on why the fuck they were there. Detective dies, so they don't really explain it, but it just makes no fucking sense. I don't understand why they're there and stuff like that. It's just confusing. But I think that's represented the next anime on the list. The next episode, which was the Crystal Lake thing and stuff like that. Now then, episode 9 through 13 are pretty much the main focal point. Pretty much one of the cops has a friend who's evil, and she wants... Because out the whole entire series, the girl who wants all the spotlight, she has a friend who wants her dead. She even puts out a bounty of $20 million just to have her killed, and she makes all these assassins and stuff like that. Problem is, though, the Peacekeeper helps her out, and the Miami police officers. She decides to be happy for her friend, but at the end of the anime, she gets run over by her friend because she's a fucking bitch. And the funny thing is the fact that she has no remorse. She still wants her dead because she remembers everything and stuff like that. So yeah. As I was saying, the main villain of this anime, I don't know where he came from, but I have to say this. He doesn't show his face throughout the whole entire anime, and that's what pisses me off about this anime. He doesn't show his face off. He shows a robotic face, and that's it. He takes her dad hostage, which is kind of ballsy for the main character to shoot her own dad just to kill the fucking main villain. That's fucking ballsy. And then they write, and then after that, because a missile just is about to launch to hit the fucking Miami streets to destroy the whole entire city of Miami, guess what they'd like to do? They decide to ride the missile. Why are you riding a fucking missile? You fucking bastards. I don't fucking get... Most of this anime makes no fucking sense. Well, it is comedy, Ichi, and a bunch of other things. But Miami Guns is actually a really interesting anime. The first episode's kind of lousy. Then the second episode's just plain weird. Third episode's kind of out there. Because they do show boobs. Because it is Ichi. But they don't show not a lot of boobs, which is good. I like that. It's not like High School DxD where they show completely boobs, ladies. It's not like that extent. But they do show that the characters do get naked and stuff like that. And there's also romance stuff. I like the references to other animes, especially Initial D. But I don't know why the fuck the main villain of that episode has to be in a fucking bunny costume. That makes no fucking... I understand the tofu thing. Because the main character of Initial D, his dad owns a tofu shop. And the car says the shop of tofu on the car. And that's where he drives. Because it's an 8.6. He drives a truck filled with tofu. But for some reason he's wearing a fucking bunny costume. And when he beats a racer... Because he doesn't want to be slow and he gets bullied a lot. He, instead of like trying to help him out or just beat the crap out of him because he hates the guy, because he gets made fun of and stuff, guess what he likes to do? He puts fucking tofu onto his fucking defeated victims. What the fuck? I don't fucking get this. This anime is pretty much comedy gold when it comes to Police Force. I love every episode between episode 2 through 8. The only episode is the episode 5 because I don't like Western animes and stuff like that. I had a hard time watching Trigun, even though I like Trigun. I don't like the atmosphere of it because I'm not a big fan of Westerns. But that's the only episode. I just got bored of it. But it did introduce the Peacekeeper, so I digress. But as this anime regress, there are some problems. The soundtrack's kind of lacking. The theme song's okay. I do like. There's one part of the last episode has one scene where a real life person enters the fucking anime and says stuff, and then one of the anime characters, the chief of police, notices him and then tells him to shut up, I believe. I don't know. But it's kind of fucking funny. But they break the wall. This should be a fucking parody anime, to be honest with you. They make fun of so many animes. But like I said, because of the fact that the main villain is a girl who hates her guts because she ones up her all the fucking time. And also a couple other episodes. But you just have to watch it. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. This anime is really fucking good. Now, is it the best police anime I've watched? To be honest with you, yes. I've never seen an police anime this fucking good in a long fucking time. I don't really watch the last major genre of police when it comes to anime is Gunsmith Cats. I gave that anime a 3 because it only has 3 episodes, and the first 2 episodes are 23 minutes, and the last episode's like 48. I don't fucking get that. I think it's an OVA, but whatever. I digress. I'm giving this anime a 7. It's really fucking good. I laughed the whole entire fucking way, except for episode 5. I got kind of bored after episode 5. That's the only reason why it gets a 7. And also the fact that the side characters don't really do that much when they explain everything in episode 2. Which makes no fucking sense. Why the fuck would you have aliens and fucking bullshit and fucking... I don't understand it. It makes no fucking sense. I don't even fucking know. Episode 2, if you're watching every episode except for episode 2, you'll get the everything what's going on. Episode 2, it's its own fucking episode. That's what my opinion is. I hope you guys have a nice positive day. Take care. And that's what my main thing I like about this anime. This anime is really fucking good. I was actually surprised. It's one I thought it was gonna suck after the first episode, but then when I was watching it, I'm like, okay, I'm getting interested in this. It's pretty fucking funny, but some of the things are just ridiculous. Why the fuck would you drive a fucking tofu truck by drifting while you're in a bunny costume? I still don't fucking get that. And why the fuck would you bomb watermelons? Put bombs in watermelons? I understand that it's his gimmick because he has a watermelon for a mask when he's wrestling, but I'm still giving it a 7. I hope you guys have a nice positive day. Take care. I don't know what the fuck I just watched for 13. There's 13 episodes. Now, the other reason why I'm giving it a 7 is kind of old. I mean, the animation's kind of old. If I watched this like in 2011 to 2014, I might give it an 8 or 9. Because I think it's pretty fucking good. It's one of those animes where it's like undergroundish. The theme song is catchy. The soundtrack's kind of lacking though, but that's beside the point. 7 out of 10. Hope you guys have a nice positive day. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be the 2-hour premiere of Xenoblade Chronicles, whatever the fuck it's called. Stay positive. I'm gonna go watch some more anime before the end of the night. Later, guys. And I wish I pressed the button.